मैं ना 2 लेक्चर करवा रहा हूँ, इधर भी और भी करवा रहा हूँ।
वो कहाँ पर है?
वो सामने वाले रूम में।
अच्छा,
कोई मसला आप उधर भी उधर भी देख रहा हूँ, उधर भी देख
बस ऐसे वाले हैं ना। उस दिन तुम ऊपर गए थे तो
कल नहीं तो कल मैं दो उधर बैठा था।
सीढ़ियों से कोई नहीं मिले थे।
हाँ वो मैं इधर सीपीसी करवा रहा था, डबल काम करना पड़ रहा है।
Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. So, beta, today we will discuss about the tumors of the lung. Okay. So, basically, there are benign and malignant tumors. So, the tumors arises in the lungs are about 90 to 95% are carcinomas, and 5% are bronchial carcinoid. 2 to 5% are mesenchymal and other neoplasm. Clear? So lung cancer is most frequently diagnosed major cancer in the world. This is due to carcinogenic effect of cigarette smoke. By etiology and pathogenesis, most lung tumors are associated with carcinogens like cigarette smoke, genetic, and environmental factors. So, beta, now the tobacco smoke, environmental factors, and genetic factors play a role for the development of tumors of the lung. Okay, if anyone asks about the etiology of lung tumor, then you must know there are certain factors like carcinogenic factors, like environmental factors, and genetic factors. They all play a role for the development of lung cancer. So first of all, tobacco smoke. 80% of lung tumors occur in active smokers and those who have stopped smoking recently. Increased risk becomes 60 times greater in habitual heavy smokers who smokes about 2 packs per day for 20 years. Means for a prolonged smoking as well as a increased risk with increased number of smoking. Okay, so it compared with our non-smokers. Women have more susceptibility to carcinogens in tobacco than a man. Cessation of smoking decrease the risk of lung cancers over time. Clear, beta? Passive smoking increase the risk as well. Very, very important. Active smokers and the passive smoking also increase the risk of lung cancer. Smoking of cigars and pipes also increase the risk of lung tumor. Now, the cigarette smoke induces changes in the bronchial epithelium, basal cell hyperplasia. It may cause the squamous metaplasia, may cause the squamous dysplasia and carcinoma in situ, progressing to squamous cell carcinoma. So, beta means that as we know that for a pathogenesis, etiological factor. Beta, please be attentive in your class. So as we know that cigarette smoking play a role in the development of lung cancers, and the cigarette smoke causes the metaplastic changes, then hyperplastic changes, and then the squamous dysplasia and carcinoma in situ, that is progress towards the squamous cell carcinoma. मतलब एक पूरा sequence है स्मोकिंग स्टार्ट की, ये नहीं कि आज स्टार्ट की और आज लंग कैंसर डेवलप हो गया. नो, it required years and a number of quantity, how much quantity. ठीक है, उसके बाद उसने पहले इनिशियली it may causes the squamous cell hyperplasia, metaplasia, dysplasia, and then carcinoma in situ, and then the development of squamous cell carcinoma. Clear? Carcinogenic effect of cigarette smoke extend to those who live and work with smokers. Secondhand smokers or environmental tobacco smoke contain numerous human carcinogens. Smoke like tobacco is not safe as well. So now, as we know that the industrial hazards also play a role for the development of lung cancers. So industrial exposure to asbestos, chromium, uranium, nickel, vinyl chloride increase the risk of developing the lung cancer. High dose radiation is also a carcinogenic. Uranium is weakly radioactive, but lung cancer is 4 times higher in uranium miners than of general population. Clear? Now the asbestos. Asbestos exposure also increase the risk of lung cancer 5 times more than the general population. And asbestos workers who smoke as well increase the risk to 55 times. Okay, beta, we already discussed about asbestos and asbestos related diseases. So basically in a lung cancer, there are 5 times more chances in general population, the 5 times more chances than a general population. So these are occupational hazards. These are certain occupational carcinogens which increase the chances of lung cancers like asbestos, arsenic, nickel, radiation. Okay, now the air pollution. Air pollution also increase the risk in those who smoke or those who are exposed to second-hand smoke. Okay, and the uranium miners who also smoke having an increased chances of lung cancer. Clear? Now, molecular genetics. As with other carcinomas, in lung cancer, there is a stepwise accumulation of oncogenic mutation that leads to invasive carcinoma. ठीक है, mutation होती है जो कि invasive carcinoma कराती है. Some of these genetic changes are also found in benign bronchial epithelium of smokers. Now, we continue the discussion of molecular genetics. In squamous cell carcinoma is associated with tobacco smoke and genetic aberration, many of which are chromosomal deletion involving the tumor suppressor focus like 3p and 9p, CDK and 2A gene. Clear? And P53 gene. Okay. So other mutation is T53 mutation. There is overexpression of P53. CDK and 2A mutation like cyclin dependent kinase inhibitor gene is inactivated and its protein product P16 is lost in 65% of lung tumor. Okay. FGR amplification, fibroblast growth factor amplification can be seen in lung carcinoma. Okay. Now, the small cell carcinoma shows the strongest association with cigarette smoking and loss of function of P53 retinoblastoma gene and chromosome 3p deletion. Amplification of gene MYC family. Okay. And now, beta, we are discussing a specific type of tumor with a specific type of genetic mutation. Like in a small cell carcinoma, there is mutation of P53 retinoblastoma and chromosome 3p deletion. In squamous cell carcinoma, there is role of P53 and cyclin dependent kinase. Okay, keep it in your mind. Squamous cell carcinoma, cyclin dependent kinase and P53 mutation. Okay, small cell carcinoma, P53 retinoblastoma, chromosome 3p. Adenocarcinoma, ठीक है, adenocarcinoma की mutation बहुत important है. Okay, the genetic play a role in the development of adenocarcinoma as well as for therapy purpose. So in adenocarcinoma show gain of functional mutation of multiple genes encoding receptor tyrosine kinase, EGFR, ALK mutation, MET mutation, RAT mutation, and KRAS gene. Okay, lung cancers in never smokers. 25% of the lung tumors are seen in never smokers and especially in women and are adenocarcinomas and they show EGFR mutation. Clear? Beta KRAS mutation never seen in never smokers patient. Okay. So I repeat it again that today we are discussing about lung tumor. Okay. So first of all, we are discussing about the etiological factors for the development of lung tumor. These are carcinogenic factors, genetic factors, and environmental factors. Clear? Among the carcinogenic factors, the most important is tobacco smoking. Active smokers as well as passive smokers. Okay? Then we discuss about the industrial hazards like asbestos, chromium, uranium, nickel. Okay. then about the air pollution, and then molecular genetic. Like squamous cell carcinoma is associated with mutation of P53 and cyclin-dependent kinase. Adenocarcinoma is associated with EGFR mutation, ALK mutation, KRAS mutation. Small cell carcinoma is associated with P53, retinoblastoma, and chromosome 3 deletion. Okay, and very important is anyone can ask that genetic mutations seen in never smokers, it includes EGFR. Okay, it can be asked in your MCQ, which mutation is seen in never smokers. Clear? So now the precursor lesion, or we call a pre-invasive lesion of lung tumor. There are basically a 4 types of precursor lesion. Number 1 is squamous dysplasia and carcinoma in situ. It is basically a precursor lesion of squamous cell carcinoma. Number 2 is atypical adenomatous hyperplasia. Third is adenocarcinoma in situ. And these both are the precursor lesion of adenocarcinoma. Then there is a diffuse idiopathic pulmonary neuroendocrine cell hyperplasia. Clear? Beta, you must know about the name of the precursor lesion of the lung tumor. I repeat it again, there are basically 4 pre-invasive lesions or 4 precursor lesion of lung tumor, which these lesions are basically can be converted into a lung tumor. And these pre-invasive lesions are squamous dysplasia and carcinoma in situ, atypical adenomatous hyperplasia, adenocarcinoma in situ, and diffuse idiopathic pulmonary neuroendocrine cell hyperplasia. We will discuss one by one later on. Okay, this is basically a microscopic image of precursor lesion of squamous cell carcinoma. Okay, as you can appreciate it that in initial state, there is a proliferation of goblet cells. Okay, later on there is a proliferation of basal cell hyperplasia. Then there is a squamous metaplasia, and later on there is a development of dysplasia. Okay, so still in this stage there is no invasion. Okay, anyone can ask, what do you mean by pre-invasive lesion? So basically, pre-invasive lesion is that when the atypical cells line within the basement membrane, there is no invasion. Still there is no invasion. Okay, so this is a microscopic image of atypical adenomatous hyperplasia, and it shows as you can appreciate it, beta, these are in alveolar spaces, okay, and these spaces are lined by atypical pneumocytes, atypical cells. Okay, and this is the microscopic image of adenocarcinoma in situ, and it shows the alveolar line. All the alveoli are lined by a atypical tumor cells, but there is no invasion. Okay, now histological classification of malignant epithelial lung tumor. ठीक है, अभी तक हमने क्या क्या डिस्कस कर लिया? We discussed about the etiological factor for the development of lung tumor. Clear? Then we discussed about the pre-invasive lesion of lung tumor. Clear? Now we are starting a malignant invasive tumor or epithelial lung tumor. Okay, it includes, the classification includes squamous cell carcinoma. Okay, and there are certain variants of squamous cell carcinoma like papillary type, clear cell type, small cell type, basaloid type. Clear? The second one is basically a small cell carcinoma. It may include combined small cell carcinoma. The third one is adenocarcinoma. There are certain patterns of adenocarcinoma like lipidic pattern, like acinar pattern, papillary pattern, solid pattern, and mucinous adenocarcinoma. Clear? So, beta, basically, we can divide the lung tumor into 2 groups, small cell carcinomas and non-small cell carcinoma. The non-small cell carcinomas group include squamous cell carcinoma, adenocarcinoma. It includes the other large cell carcinoma. Clear? So, histological classification of malignant epithelium tumors include squamous cell carcinoma and its variants, small cell carcinoma and its variants, adenocarcinoma and its variants, and large cell carcinoma like large cell neuroendocrine carcinoma. It may include adenosquamous carcinoma, carcinoid tumor, carcinoma with pleomorphic sarcomatoid or sarcomatous element, and carcinoma of salivary gland type like pleomorphic adenoma, like mucoepidermoid. Clear? So, beta, you must know about the classification of malignant epithelial lung tumor. Squamous cell, adenocarcinoma, small cell, large cell, carcinoid tumor, adenosquamate, and the carcinoma of salivary gland type. Clear? Now, basically, the most recent classification of the WHO has gained wide acceptance, and several histological variants of each type of lung cancers are described. Major categories include squamous cell carcinoma, adenocarcinoma, small cell carcinoma, and large cell carcinoma. The incidence of adenocarcinomas has increased significantly in the last 2 decades, and it is now the most common form of lung cancer in women, and in many studies, the men as well. So keep it in your mind that if anyone asks about the most commonest type of lung cancer, then the answer will be adenocarcinoma. Clear? It is better about 40%. It is not 25 to 40%, it is about 40%. Because nowadays, adenocarcinoma is the commonest tumor among the women as well as in men. So that number one commonest tumor is adenocarcinoma. Then the second commonest tumor is squamous cell carcinoma. Okay. Now, adenocarcinoma, if grossly or morphologically, the adenocarcinoma arises from the peripheral side of the lung. Lung के periphery में से arise होता है adenocarcinoma, and the squamous cell carcinoma arising in the central hilar region and associated with precursor lesion. Okay, anyone can ask, or in a SEQ or in a scenario of MCQ, there maybe the site is very important, and the site may give you any clue. So if there is a peripheral location or a tumor is present at the periphery of the lung, then it may clue about the adenocarcinoma. Or if the tumor is present in the central hilar region, it may show that the tumor is squamous cell. Clear? Center है तो squamous cell carcinoma, periphery है तो adenocarcinoma. Now, what is atypical adenomatous hyperplasia? As we know that it is a pre-invasive lesion, but what's the difference between atypical adenomatous hyperplasia and adenocarcinoma in situ? So basically, atypical adenomatous hyperplasia is a small lesion less than 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter. Atypical adenomatous hyperplasia का size की वजह, size जो है, it is about 5 millimeter, and it is characterized by a dysplastic pneumocytes lining the alveolar wall, which are mildly fibrotic and can be single or multiple or adjacent to the tube. Clear? If anyone asks what is atypical adenomatous hyperplasia, then you must know that it is basically a pre-invasive lesion of adenocarcinoma, and it is about 5 millimeter in size, and it is characterized by atypical pneumocytes. Clear? Now, adenocarcinoma in situ, previously also said to be a bronchoalveolar carcinoma, is a lesion that is less than 3 centimeter. वो 5 millimeter है, ये 3 centimeter है. Adenocarcinoma is about less than 3 centimeter and is composed of dysplastic cells growing along the alveolar septa. The cells are more dysplastic, may or may not contain the mucin. Clear? So now the adenocarcinoma. Okay, atypical adenomatous hyperplasia less than 5 millimeter, adenocarcinoma less than 3 centimeter. And the adenocarcinoma is basically an invasive form. It is invasive malignant. Clear? Now, adenocarcinoma is an invasive malignant tumor with glandular differentiation, with glands formation. ठीक है, दिमाग में याद रखना है, ये कॉमनेस्ट टाइप है. ठीक है, ये वुमेन्स के अंदर भी होती है ज्यादा, ये मेंस के अंदर भी हो सकती है, ये नॉन स्मोकर्स के अंदर कॉमनेस्ट टाइप है। क्लियर? ये पेरिफेरी ऑफ द लंग से राइज होती है। क्लियर? ये इन्वेसिव ट्यूमर है। क्लियर? इसकी प्री इन्वेसिव या प्री कर्सर लीजन एडिनोकार्सिनोमा इन साइटू और एटिपिकल एडिनोमेटस हाइपरप्लेसिया। Okay. Now, adenocarcinoma is an invasive malignant tumor with glandular differentiation and mucin production. बेटा एडिनोकार्सिनोमा आपके जो है वो जहां जहां पे भी एपिथेलियम है ना, ये जिस तरह के हमारे पास आ गया जीआईटी के अंदर आ गया, ठीक है, कॉलमनर एपिथेलियम जहां पर हो गए, तो वहां पे जहां जहां पे हमारे पास एडिनोकार्सिनोमा डेवलप हो सकता है, वहां वहां पे एडिनोकार्सिनोमा के जो मोर्फोलॉजिकल फीचर्स है वो सेम ही। Like if anyone asks about the adenocarcinoma, so you must know that the adenocarcinoma is basically a malignant tumor which shows a glandular differentiation. Okay, the tumor cells are arranged in glands, and these glands are lined by a atypical cell. ठीक है? अच्छा, उसके बाद adenocarcinoma grows in a various pattern. It includes acinar pattern, lipidic pattern, papillary pattern, micropapillary pattern, and lesions are peripherally located. Okay? Microscopically, it ranges from well-differentiated tumor with obvious glandular pattern to papillary lesion to solid masses with only few mucin producing cells. ठीक है, ये well-differentiated adenocarcinoma होते हैं, moderately differentiated adenocarcinoma भी होते हैं और poorly differentiated adenocarcinoma। वेल के अंदर बहुत जबरदस्त किस्म की ग्लैंडुलर कॉन्फिगरेशन होती है कि वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई। मॉडरेट के अंदर बिटवीन द उसके अंदर मोर देन मतलब उसके अंदर सारी ग्लैंडुलर कॉन्फिगरेशन होती है, इसके अंदर सॉलिड एरिया भी होता है, मतलब पोली डिफरेंशिएटेड के अंदर आपके पास ज्यादातर सॉलिड एरिया। So at the periphery of the tumor, lipidic pattern of spread in which the tumor cells cross along the normal appearing alveolar septa are seen. Now beta, micro-invasive adenocarcinoma, ठीक है, as the name indicated micro, मतलब इसके अंदर invasion है तो सही, लेकिन it is micro. So tumor less than 3 centimeters with a small invasive component less than 5 millimeter. ठीक है, invasion तो हो रही है, but this invasive focus is less than 5 millimeter. Associated with scarring and a small lipidic pattern are said to be a microinvasive adenocarcinoma. तो याद कर लो ये एडिनोकार्सिनोमा इन साइटू का साइज क्या था, लेस देन 3 सेंटीमीटर। एटिपिकल एडिनोमेटस हाइपोप्लेसिया का साइज क्या था, लेस देन 5 मिलीमीटर। माइक्रो इन्वेसिव एडिनोकार्सिनोमा के अंदर इन्वेजन जो हुई है वो लेस देन 5 मिलीमीटर की। क्लियर? एंड द म्यूसिनस एडिनोकार्सिनोमा spreads forming, it may form a spreads forming a satellite tumor and present as a solitary nodule or as multiple nodules or an entire lobe consolidation resembling a lobar node. Clear? So beta, this is a microscopic image of adenocarcinoma. As I already told you that the tumors are arranged in a glandular configuration. देखिए ये glands हैं, गोल-गोल हैं ये glands, and these glands are lined by atypical pleomorphic tumor cells. ठीक है? और इसमें सराउंडिंग में आपके पास डिस्प्लास्टिक स्टोमा नजर आएगी, जो फाइब्रस की ये डिस्प्लास्टिक सा स्टोमा। The gland formation is characteristic of acinar pattern. The glands are irregular shaped and some are filled with mucin. Now, the second commonest type is squamous cell carcinoma. So, beta, squamous cell carcinoma is more commonly found in man and it is associated with smoking. Squamous metaplasia, dysplasia, and a bronchial epithelium transfer to carcinoma in situ and eventually turn into the squamous cell carcinoma. Grossly, it can form an exophytic intraluminal mass. With enlargement, bronchus become obstructed, leading to distant atelectasis and infection. Tumor may invade the bronchus and infiltrate along the peribronchial tissue into the adjacent mediastinum. कहाँ से राइज होता है स्क्वैमस सेल कार्सिनोमा? सेंटर से। ठीक है, वो सेंटर से राइज होता है, मेन मिड वो ब्रोंकस को भी कर सकता है और इनफिल्ट्रेट द पेरीब्रोंकियल टिश्यू में भी कर सकता है। ठीक है, समटाइम्स द ट्यूमर शोज अ कॉलीफ्लावर लाइक intraparenchymal masses that pushes the lung structure. Clear? So this is all about the morphology of squamous cell carcinoma, and these are the precursor region of squamous cell carcinoma which we already discussed. Now, the microscopically, the squamous cell carcinoma can be well differentiated, it can be moderately differentiated, or it can be upwardly differentiated. जहाँ जहाँ पे बॉडी में स्क्वेमस लाइनिंग है वहाँ वहाँ पे स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा राइज हो सकता है और उनके फीचर्स सबके सेम ही होते हैं. ठीक है, जहाँ पे भी आपको स्क्वेमस सेल्स आएंगे वहाँ पे आपके पास मॉर्फोलॉजिकल फीचर जो है वो सेम होते हैं. लाइक a well differentiated tumor shows the squamous cells with intracellular bridges and keratin production, mostly eosinophilic cytoplasm with formation of keratin and epithelial pearls. ठीक है बेटा, anyone can ask about the morphology of squamous cell carcinoma or in OSCE the images of squamous cell carcinoma and the question when is said define the morphology of squamous cell carcinoma. So you must know that in squamous cell carcinoma there is a intracellular bridges formation, keratin pearls formation, abundant eosinophilic cytoplasm, pink cytoplasm में keratin pearls है और intracellular bridges आ रही है. Clear? These features are less in moderately differentiated tumor and focally seen in poorly differentiated tumor with high mitotic activity. Okay, squamous metaplasia, dysplasia, and carcinoma in situ can be seen adjacent to the tumor mass. Clear? So this is a microscopic image of squamous cell carcinoma and it shows the keratin pearl formation. Okay, and then there is this is moderately differentiated carcinoma. It shows it is more hybrid than the well differentiated tumors. And this is also a microscopic image of well differentiated tumors. It shows abundant eosinophilic cytoplasm, keratin. Okay. Now, the small cell carcinoma. Morphologically, the small cell carcinoma is basically a highly malignant tumor, and there is a strong association of cigarette smoking with small cell carcinoma. And 1% it can occur in non-smokers, and it may arise as major bronchi or peripheral. Center से भी हो सकता है और periphery से. ज़्यादातर वैसे center से होता है, and it can be rises from the periphery. There is no pre-invasive phase, and it is most dangerous of lung amongst the lung. Microscopic appearance, the small cell carcinoma is composed of small cells, छोटे blue cells. With small cells, so they have a scanty cytoplasm. Ill-defined cell border, nuclear chromatin is granular, salt and paper pattern, and no nucleus. ठीक है बेटा, मैं दोबारा रिपीट कर रही हूँ. यू मस्ट नो अबाउट बेटा. सबसे पहले हमने अभी क्या डिस्कस किया है? वी आर टुडे डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द लंग. क्लियर? Lung tumor, we must know about the etiology. Etiological factors include the carcinogens, the genetic factors, and then clear. Genetic factor की आप म्यूटेशन जो है ना आप स्पेसिफिक tumor की स्पेसिफिक के साथ जरूरी आते हैं. लाइक स्क्वामस सेल कार्सिनोमा है तो ये म्यूटेशन है, एडिनो कार्सिनोमा है तो ये है, स्मॉल सेल कार्सिनोमा तो ये ऑलरेडी डिस्कस. ठीक है. देन यू मस्ट नो अबाउट द प्री इन्वेसिव रीजन ऑफ द लंग ट्यूमर. ओ ठीक है, वो हमने डिस्कस किया. Then we must know about the classification of malignant epithelial. Commonest carcinoma. आपको पता होना चाहिए स्मोकर्स के साथ है, आपको पता होना चाहिए पेरिफेरी पे होता है, आपको पता होना चाहिए इट इज अ ग्लैंडुलर ट्यूमर, इट इज अ इन्वेसिव ट्यूमर. आपको इसकी प्री इन्वेसिव प्रीकर्सर लीजन पता होना चाहिए. एंड यू मस्ट नो अबाउट द मॉर्फोलॉजिकल फीचर्स. ग्लैंडुलर ट्यूमर, the glandular tumor is arranged in a glandular configuration. Okay, then squamous cell carcinoma. You must know about the association किसके साथ है. ये इसके एसोसिएशन सिगरेट से साथ है, ज्यादा होता है. सेकंड कॉमनेस्ट है. इसके अलावा इसके अंदर केराटिन पेarl फॉर्मेशन, इंट्रासेल्युलर ब्रिजेस, abundant eosinophilic cytoplasm. ठीक है, and it is mostly arises from the center. ठीक है. Now the small cell carcinoma very aggressive, no pre-invasive lesion. ठीक है, और it is characterized by small cells with scanty cytoplasm. Salt and paper chromatin, ऐसे granular cells के अंदर नजर आता है हमें chromatin. Salt and paper chromatin with no prominent nucleoli. ठीक है, it is highly associated with necrosis, mitosis. ठीक है, as you can appreciate it that this blue आपको ज्यादा नजर आ रहा है. nucleus of scanty cytoplasm से pink कम नजर आ रहा है. ठीक है, crushing artifact. ठीक है. Now the combined small cell carcinoma is a variant of small cell carcinoma in which the typical small cell carcinoma is mixed with the large cell neuroendocrine carcinoma or even a spindle cell. ठीक है बेटा, very important electron microscope. जो स्मॉल सेल कार्सिनोमास हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी पे डेंस कोर न्यूरोसिक्रेटरी ग्रैन्यूल्स देते हैं। क्या देते हैं? न्यूरोसिक्रेटरी ग्रैन्यूल्स, एंड दीज ग्रैन्यूल्स आर अबाउट 100 nanometer in diameter. Clear? If anyone asks about the markers, so basically adenocarcinoma is positive with TTF1. किससे? TTF1. Adenocarcinoma is positive with TTF1. Squamous cell carcinoma is positive with P63 and P40. P63 and P40. Clear? And the small cell carcinoma is positive with chromogranin, synaptophysin, CD57. Okay, these are the immunohistochemical markers. If anyone asks about the immunohistochemical markers positivity, then you must know that adenocarcinoma of the lung are positive with TTF1. Squamous cell carcinoma is positive with P63 and P40, and the neuroendocrine markers like chromogranin, synaptophysin, and CD57 positivity is seen in small cells. Clear? And these small cell carcinomas show are neurosecretory. These tumors secrete hormones like a parathormone related proteins which is cause of paraneoplastic syndrome, and it causes the hypercalcemia. These may arise from the neuroendocrine progenitor cells that are present in the lining bronchial epithelium. Now the large cell carcinoma. But a large cell carcinoma is an undifferentiated malignant epithelial tumor. The tumor has a large nuclei, prominent nucleoli, and a moderate amount of cytoplasm. The diagnosis of large cell carcinoma is basically a diagnosis of exclusion. ठीक है, पहले सबको बना लेना है, अगर किसी के मार्कर पॉजिटिविटी नहीं आ रही, ठीक है, लाइक स्पेसिफिक मार्कर की पॉजिटिविटी है, तो फिर हम लार्ज सेल कार्सिनोमा बनाते हैं, बेसिकली डायग्नोसिस ऑफ एक्सक्लूजन. एडिनोकार्सिनोमा मार्कर्स, ठीक है, वन नेप्सिन, squamous cell carcinoma marker P63 and P40 are negative in large cell carcinoma. Okay, now metastasis. Any type of the lung carcinomas may extend to the pleura, into the pleural cavity, or to the pericardium. Pleura को भी कह सकते हैं, pleural cavity को, और pericardium. Metastasis to the trachea, bronchial, and mediastinal lymph node can be seen. This is basically a microscopic image of large cell carcinoma, and in this you can appreciate it, the tumor cells are large. Okay, these are the large. They didn't show any glandular configuration, keratin pulse formation. They are large in size as compared to small cell carcinoma. Okay, and there are many mitosis, atypia. Okay, now the distant metastasis. Distant metastasis occurs to adrenal glands more than half cases. The lung tumor can reach to liver, brain, bone, and the combined carcinomas can be seen in 10% of all lung tumors. Now, beta, these are the histological variant of lung cancer, as this is microscopic image of adenocarcinoma. The glands formation are seen. Okay, goal is the gland formation, and these are TGF1 positive. And this is a microscopic image of a squamous cell carcinoma. As you can appreciate it, pink. These are basically a keratin pearl formation. Okay, this is a microscopic image of a small cell carcinoma. You can appreciate these are small cell crushing artifacts and necrosis. And this is a microscopic image of large cells. The cells are large in size, not pleomorphic. Okay, now the secondary pathology. The tumor may cause the secondary pathology, like partial obstruction can cause focal emphysema. Total obstruction can cause atelectasis, as we already discussed. Severe suppurative bronchitis and bronchiectasis because of impaired drainage, pulmonary abscess formation. Clear? And the very specific is superior vena cava syndrome. Okay, anyone can ask, because compression of superior vena cava can lead to congestion of edema of head and neck and circulatory compromise, which we call the superior vena cava syndrome due to pressure of a tumor mass over the superior vena cava. Okay, extension to the pericardium or pleura can lead to pericarditis or pleuritis. Okay, clear? Now we are discussing about the TNM. TNM. The staging of the lung is done on the basis of TNM. Anyone can ask about the TNM classification of lung tumor. So T stands for tumor, N stands for lymph node, and M stands for metastasis. ठीक है, we can stage the tumor on the basis of these three. ठीक है, about the properties of the tumor, about the lymph node involvement, and about the metastasis, distant metastasis. Clear? So we can divide according to four classes. We divide करते हैं. T1 S is carcinoma in situ. TS is carcinoma in situ. T1 is basically when tumor is less than 3 cm. ठीक है, T1 is when tumor is less than 3 centimeter with invasion. T2 is tumor is about 3 to 7 centimeter with involvement of the main bronchus or pleura, especially the visceral fluid. ठीक है, T3 when the tumor is more than 7 centimeters with involvement of parietal pleura, chest wall, diaphragm, phrenic nerve, mediastinum, ठीक है, and main bronchus. Clear? And T4 with any tumor with invasion of mediastinum, heart, blood vessels, and vertebral bone. ठीक है, you must know, anyone can ask about the TNM staging of lung tumor. It can be asked in your MCQ, like lung tumor with lung tumor of 5 centimeter lung tumor. ठीक है, कोई सिनेरियो आपको बना के दे देंगे, उसमें आपको साइज दे दिया 5 सेंटीमीटर का ट्यूमर और उसने मेन ब्रोंकस को इन्वॉल्व किया है, तो which of the following T stage is correct? So you must know that the tumor less than 3 centimeter T1, 3 to 7 centimeter with main bronchus involvement T2, more than 7 centimeter with involvement of parietal pleura, chest wall T3, any tumor with invasion of mediastinum with blood vessels, heart, vertebral bodies are T4. Clear? So the M classification includes M naught, no metastasis, in regional lymph node, N naught में no, N1 में ipsilateral, उसी साइड के bronchial और hilar lymph node involvement है, N2 में metastasis to the ipsilateral medius channel और उसमें सर bronchial and hilar lymph node है N1 के अंदर. ठीक है बेटा, N1 के अंदर ipsilateral bronchial और hilar है, N2 के अंदर ipsilateral medius channel और subpart है, N3 के अंदर contralateral साइड के, ठीक है, और M0 और M1 में no और distant metastasis. Clear? So these are the clinical features which can be seen in the patient of lung tumor like cough, weight loss, dyspnea, chest pain, hemoptysis, ठीक है, etc. etc. The diagnosis made on basis of chest X-ray, sputum cytology for malignant cells, MRI, biopsy. Laboratory diagnosis of the cancers into cytological and histological malignant, electron microscopy, immunocytochemistry, molecular diagnosis, flow cytometry and chemometry. And this is the cytological examination of the lung cancers of the sputum examination. These are the highly typical squamous cells, okay, or encephalitic cytoplasm. This is all about today's lecture. Okay, beta. Hopefully you all know about the lung tumor. Okay, you must prepare this topic by etiological factor, pre-invasive region of lung tumor, okay, then the classification of lung tumor, okay, then the morphological features of adenocarcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, small cell carcinoma, lung carcinoma, clear. Then the immunohistochemical markers seen in adenocarcinoma, lung, squamous cell carcinoma, and small cell carcinoma, clear. Then you must know about the staging, very important, T and M. Okay, the lung tumor are the stage on T and M, tumor, node, and metastasis. ये depend upon the size, less than 3, 3 to 7, more than 7 or M size. ठीक है, ये आपसे पूछे जा सकता है. और इसके अलावा जो है सुप्रिया बेरा syndrome के बारे में पूछा जाता है. So this images can be shown to you on your OSPI. ठीक है, ये adenocarcinoma, ये squamous cell carcinoma, ये small cell है. Clear? So then the features of squamous cell carcinoma, intracellular bridges, keratin pearl formation, eosinophilic cytoplasm. ठीक है, then location, periphery में कौन सा ट्यूमर ज्यादा होता है, एडिनोकार्सिनोमा, सेंटर में कौन सा होता है, स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा एंड स्मॉल सेल कार्सिनोमा. ठीक है, then yes, the definition of atypical adenomatous hyperplasia, adenocarcinoma in situ, and adenocarcinoma, minimally invasive adenocarcinoma. ठीक है, ये लेस देन 5 मिलीमीटर का साइज है, लेस देन 3 सेंटीमीटर का साइज है, और मिनिमल minimally invasive के अंदर invasion less than 5. क्लियर, सही समझ आ रहा है बेटा? ठीक है, तो बेटा प्लीज डू योर असाइनमेंट, ठीक है, and post your assignment on LMS. This is all about today's lecture. On Monday, inshallah, we will discuss about the paraneoplastic syndrome and the rest of the remaining topic of respiration. ठीक है, thank you so much. Thank you, beta. Beta, if you have any query, please ask.